This is the bolt that connects the fuel line from the fuel filter to your fuel rail. It has to come out or you can't take the fuel rail off, and it is phenomenally difficult. My opinion, have a mechanic do this job, even if he charges you $1,500. Either that or just buy a used engine. Because changing the head gasket by yourself is phenomenally difficult. I'll tell you something else you got a problem with. Down in here, there's two pipes coming up. You can just barely see one. There's one right there. You go. There's a good picture of two pipes. One of them connects right over here. That's where the large one connects. And then they're connected to the back of your aluminum head. The other one, I don't know if you can see it, but the other one connects right there. That's the smaller one. It connects right there. This one you could probably leave on when you take the head off. The one on the bottom, though, this one, you're going to have to take this one off. And there's 3 bolts behind the head that got to come off, too. Phenomenally difficult job. Also, too, when you're changing your fuel filter, you've got a copper washer on both sides of this fuel connect bolt. Right there in the center, right here, there's a copper washer on this side and a copper washer on this side. Again, a phenomenally difficult job to do. You're going to lose that washer, and if you lose that washer, the system's going to leak. Now, here's a mistake I think I made. I used heat to try and break this. Didn't work, but I think there's a rubber seal in here. And I think I ruined that seal by putting heat to it. So again, the whole purpose of taking the fuel rail off is so I can get to this Allen head nut right here. You can just barely make it out in the center of your screen. Again, phenomenally difficult. Heat doesn't work. The tendency is to want to strip this bolt, but if you don't get that bolt off, you can't get the manifold off. Now, here's something else. There's a wire leading down in here. I'll show it to you from the bottom. This wire in the center of your screen. You can't take the manifold off without disconnecting that wire. And I think that wire connects to your O2 sensor, and it also connects to an element on your transmission. Now, you can just barely make out right there where the wire separates. 2 wires go to your transmission and the other 2 go to your O2 sensor. A phenomenally difficult job. I wouldn't do this again in 1,000 years. It'd be much better to buy a carbureted car and do it on that one. Much easier to work on. Alright. Anything else I can think of? I had to use a pry bar on this, and I had to make a special tool. It's a 21 millimeter nut. 21 millimeter. Oh, while I'm at it, I'll show you how the makeup of the fuel injectors. There's the knob on top. This is number 1. It faces towards the radiator and level. This is number 2. it faces up, and if you can see the mark, there's a mark right here. And it slides into the mark. That's number 2. Number 3 slides into the mark. Again, the fuel injector's on the north side of the mark. Fuel injector's on the north side of the mark. And on this one, the fuel injector's on the north side of the mark. And the mark is this high spot on your fuel rail. This is your dash pot. This blue wire, the hose that connects to this is your cold start injector. That one, and I think this one's part of it too. Anyway, this is phenomenally difficult. Anyway, I finally got it off though. And I'm not sure where this hose goes. Again, you want to keep your ports closed. If you don't, you're sure to get debris into your intake, and that'll end up clogging your injectors. I'm doing this, the whole purpose of this is to get to this 6mm Allen bolt right here. If you have to, take some epoxy and glue your Allen wrench into that screw port so you get a better bite. But it is tough.